guys. So we're just gonna fucking do this. I'm going to give a post-game pep talk to a team that doesn't know I exist for a game they don't know they're playing. Uh, on a result that nobody understands how people even keep score. Uh, from the equivalent of if you're on a game day Sunday, the guy who cleans the parking lot after everybody leaves. So, yeah, I get that this is kind of crazy. Um, so yeah, I had a couple experiences today. It was really weird. Um, one of those moments where you think the universe is saying something to you. I started all of this to prove that to prove to prove you're not in it alone, no matter no matter what you're thinking. So basically proving God. And to do that, I've set up an experiment of nonsense, literal fucking nonsense. Um, and we are the reflection, or we see the reflections of we see the reflection of ourselves in the things that we choose to reverberate. Reverberate? Sounds like an interesting word. Um, so we pick our mirrors is basically what that means. The universe is just the experience is nothing fucking Jesus shown. Uh, I'm not good at this. I used to be really good at this. Um, so what's the reason? Like, there's been an interesting play in or an interesting topic over the last couple of years or a couple of days in sports that's referenced as we're watching real life television happen with like the bus situation and um, like the NBA had it with the bus situation and the dude that was like getting paid by the tree company. I don't fucking care about the NBA. It's interesting that it's potentially the demise of civilization because finally the cracking point where you can't make up money anymore is buying and selling of a sports team, which by societal uh, all societal measurements is the one thing that unites society is going to be the thing that destroys it because of the one thing that divides society, which is money. It's fucking wild when you think about it. It's fucking wild. So this is a mirror of this is a mirror. So if you think of this as a mirror, McAfee show for what you may say as if you take it in from either the point any point of positive or neutral ignorance, because that's really what we're all looking for. We're not looking for love. We're not looking for hate. We're looking for people just not to fucking care. Because as my grandpa used to say, and my grandpa is just basically an image of my grandfather because he was, by all accounts, the only person in my life at the beginning that I thought liked me. And to this day, I don't think he did, but he at least pretended the best. And my goal in life is to be that crotchety old guy that you go to for advice that gives it to you in a way that irritates the shit out of you. That you don't realize until the moment that you need to realize it, that holy shit, he was right all along. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Um, so that's kind of what today, the result of today, has brought, which I find to be interesting because philosophically speaking, I feel like the meaning of life is to be the answer, is to answer the question that's a result of the answer of the question. So we follow that. The question is, and to quote the NF song, fear, is that what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? Um, and if the answer is yes, you don't care, right? That's the experience. If this is what you want, that's the stepping of, that's the terrifying part of this experience, and that's what this moment in time, like this is what we're watching in real time, is I stepping off the ledge, um, and beginning to fall to I's death. But I think that it's my death, so it's terrifying, and that's gonna fucking freak everybody out. Uh, we really need to learn our pronouns again. I think that's I need to teach pronouns, but we need to get into the game balls. Stay focused. Stay focused. See, this is a mirror. So, like, normally the coach, the head of everything, is the focused one, but it's the opposite here. Like, I'm going to be the most sporadic one. Like, I know where we're going, I know how to get there, but we're definitely not going in a straight line. That's for goddamn sure. Um, we're going to go in this motion, just like the moon. That's why we have the moon. Uh, Wild. It sounds crazy, but it might be true, and it's the story I like to believe. No matter what evidence that you provide, I will probably agree with you if a gun is to my head, but this is the one I want to believe. Versions of what the moon is. I think that is there on purpose. I think that it was built by the same people who built the pyramids, and I think that uh, it's a slingshot to shoot ships to Mars. And the real reason why I believe that is because I really want, I think we're at a breaking point of technology and nature. And we all, those of us who are on the nature side, can tend to agree that we may have reached the point at which we would like to go back and or stay where we're at. We've gone far enough. But we also, in the light of the woo-wee out the woohoo, realize that everything is not for us. We would like you to get to Mars. So I think to get to Mars, you need to have the moon. And I think that the moon may have been out of alignment because we haven't used it in so long because we fucked up the Stirling engine. And Elon Musk is a retard and doesn't know that the sun doesn't give us electricity, that it gives us heat. Um, and so I hope when this whole experiment weighs out and I end up being right, because I am always right, even though we are always wrong, um, that we can launch all the people who want to keep going with the technology part to Mars, and they can keep going and then fucking fire themselves further out into space and then come back around and whack us in the ass when we have to decide whether we want to be scared of technology or aliens. Next time it'll be aliens. That's the way this works, right? I think the last time it was aliens, we had the pyramids. So why don't we let it be aliens again so we can remake the pyramids and go a little bit further? Do I think any of this is true? Do I have any supporting documentation? Do I think that there's anybody in the world that is not stoned thinks that that is an awesome idea? I do not. I do not. But it is an awesome idea if I said it right and you understand it. I understand the key part of this entire endeavor is that I say it right, which is an immense amount of pressure if you think about it. Like, you're a moron sitting in a one-bedroom apartment. It's not really a one-bedroom apartment. It's a fucking $700,000 house. But I have a bedroom. Um, and you think you have a great idea. It's probably not a great idea because you probably haven't had a great idea to put you there. Unless, and this is why I think everybody should listen to me, unless your great idea was always to have a one-bedroom apartment. I say the joke of like, I live the dream, like I'm living the dream. My dream is to offer 4 hours of beneficial service to society, sit around and think about and talk about nonsense with my friends, and smoke weed. Now, I don't have any friends, so I can't do the middle part, but I used to work for 4 hours a day, 3 to 4 hours a day, be able to provide enough value to the person that I live with to allow her to give me a room so I can sit around and think and smoke pot. Now, I don't have any friends, and everyone's like, that's a loser lifestyle, but like, I'm in my 40s, people. Like, I've lived my life. I have stories. Like, I am tired and ready to go. We, on the other hand, have other fucking plans. And that's what this is. That's why the introduction that I have for if I ever find a, I think it would be really fucking sucky if I didn't muted this. That would be shitty. Oh, who watches me when you're not around? That's fucking scary. Uh, I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. Squirrel must not have been important. There is no $1 trillion shot. So yeah, game balls. So I did give a game. So today we had to give a game ball to a topic because this is the topic that broke the wall. This is the top. This is the thing that broke. This is the point at which either God is talking to me or I am talking to God, and that's what I'm trying to like. We're trying to like document that moment. Like I'm aware of that, and to be aware of that while it's happening, aware enough to like start fucking in with the. It sounds crazy, but it might be true, which is the original podcast idea of me just reiterating this nonsense back in December, December of 2024 is when I wrote something, and then all of the fucking times that I've been just sitting by myself, um, thinking about it, like that it sounds crazy, but it might be true. It's such a weird as now that I'm aware of what achieving a purpose is. It's orchestrating your own suicide. Um, the moment that it sounds crazy, but it might be true, was the same moment that like the relationship that I had with my girlfriend died. It's a very interesting ordeal. Like it's weird parallel. Like if you don't think that there's any coincidences in the world, like that moment of we used to that was she was my person that I would sit by the fire pit and smoke pot with every night. And that was the moment that she stopped being that person, which is interesting because at the time destroyed everything. Like she broke up with me. Uh, I ended up living in my car, which is a weird part of this like journey. So when if I'm right, like all of this shit is gonna be B-roll in the fucking movie that whoever we have, uh, however we have preserved Ryan Reynolds is gonna play me, and then John Candy is gonna play the adult version of me. Yeah, that's actually fitting because like I'm a fat white guy, and you like thought to myself, you would think like that you are not a mirror of Pat McAfee. I'm like, if you take away the science, I think Pat McAfee looks a lot more like me than you think. And I am a fat bastard. Not as fat as some, but fatter than I should be. But I don't fucking care. Uh, we might care. I should explain that. No, fuck. I keep with the game balls. I've got something. So for the game balls, we're gonna give that to the idea. I don't know what we're gonna do. I should probably make balls. I feel like we should make inappropriate balls and send them to people so they can put them on their desk and call them game balls and see what HR says. I don't know. I don't believe in it. I don't know. But for helmet stickers, everybody on the show gets a helmet sticker today because I wasn't fucking paying attention. Uh, I had I had I had a guy come in and look at some work that needs to be done in the house that I'm not I'm not certified to do. And then pretty laid back. I didn't have an appointment. I was like, yeah, stop by anytime you want to. So I got home from driving and I sat down and I like meditated for a while and like came up with a meaning of life and figured out exactly what the job is, the like how the end goal of this is to start the time dollar, which takes over the petrol dollar, which ends up being the the equivalent of the dollar of the monetary value of choice, which is what the reason why we go and fight the brown people all the time is because they threaten to stop using the dollar for oil. Well, we're going to make it. We use the whatever we call it. The time dollar is going to be $1 for time, which is super interesting because I think if you take like the entire amount of currency that's alleged to be in circulation in the world, it's something like 2,200. Uh, I don't know. Somebody else might want to do the math, but it's right around 2,000. Uh, Whatever you want to pick dollars for each person on the planet, which is super interesting because isn't that like a full year's salary that everybody should like have in hours to use? Sounds fair. But now if you take a work day and make it 4 hours instead of 2 hours, you now have 2 full years. And if you give people the option to, if the time is available to take to work more than 4 hours, will they do it? And the answer is depending on what you give them. Now we've all learned that entertainment is king, i.e., like if you're entertaining, you make a shit ton of money. Like the thing that we're looking for in baseball or in baseball right now is a player to reset the market as the term that I hear constantly in the NFL, right? Like we're resetting the market with this guy's paycheck. We're resetting the tight ends only make this amount of money, but they're a wide receiver and a tackle and they make this amount of money. Uh, I think the tight ends are going to be the ones that have to do it because the tight ends seem like they're the ones that pick up everybody's trash anyway. Like the tight ends fucking you can't block this play. Well, let me come in and get off my cushy spot where I'm not going to have some fucktard come in and take out my knees, where I could just stand up and push this little fucking tiny little dude away and go to the next play. No, no, no. Let me come in here so I can get chop blocked and have my knees taken out. Oh, the next play, you want me to go run a fucking route and catch the ball? Yeah. Go ahead. I'll go ahead and do that. Yeah. Sure. Oh, you need somebody to come into the backfield and block and just run as fast as I can into that fucking brick wall standing there so you can get a couple extra yards. Sure. It's fucking awesome. Let me go ahead and do that. So they basically are the guy that takes it for literally takes it for the team. Like literally. So it's going to be a tight end that goes, no. If anyone is going to do this, it's going to be a tight end. It's going to be like, no, I realize that my money actually comes from the fans. So me making $150 million over the next 3 years, $50 million to play a game, even though I have to take care of my mommy and daddy because I said I was going to take care of my mommy and daddy, and you can do that with far less money than we thought you would be able to. I'm going to take this amount of money and still be satisfied with whatever level of taking care of the people that you need to take care of, you'll take care of. Now, what fans need to do for those people is to like make sure they get what they need with what they have. So not charging now, oh, this guy makes $50 million, so I'm going to make a burger for him and have him open me a restaurant for $6 million and then fucking blow it. Like, we're not going to do that to you. That's kind of how that relationship's got to work. But we keep fucking him over, so they keep asking for more money, and guess who's getting fucked over right now? We are. So I joked that I'm the answer for what would Jesus do. And I guess I should explain that joke because apparently nobody thinks any of my jokes are funny. The guy that came into that, I found out what makes the perfect joke. The perfect joke is a joke that gets no reaction at all. Because if you look at how the 4D model of how things come together, you're always going to have how everything stops is when you have two things of equal in the vacuum. This is how we're never in a vacuum. So this rarely happens, which is why consciousness is so rare as we continue to grow beyond you. No one's going to understand this. Well, I guess it's my job to explain it. Fucktard. I feel like I need to explain. You're watching I talk to you. So, humans are awesome. Humanity is fucked. Right? So, I feel like I need to translate that. Like, getting this part is important to understanding what happens next. So, it's like really fucking, it's like the first day of fucking school where I'm like, okay, what is your name? And tell me something nice about you so I can forget it and come up with my own name. These are my own names. So you can get on board. You can translate yours to me, or we can continue not knowing that each other exists. Those would be the three awesome choices. So humanity is also what we refer to as humanity created society so it could exist. We're going back to fucking caveman history. Wow. You are out of control. So humanity created society so it could continue to exist. For a system to exist, it needs to have two pillars to be created, and the pillars to be created were competition and government, and it needs four pillars to be a stable system, and the two other pillars or axes, if you want to look at it on a two-dimensional graph, are going to be art and information. So each one is the reflection of the other three. So government is the reflection of information, and art as it interacts with competition, right? Like that's what government is. It's the gentle pressure that keeps those from competition eating everything. Like that's what government is supposed to do. So competition is the reflection of government, art, and information. This is pretty much the realization that came with realizing there are four pillars to everything, and the computer error in analyzing all of the data and doing it improperly, because you can't just stop at one system and you don't understand how it all fractals out because you're dividing and multiplying and squaring everything when you're supposed to be cubing everything, because 3 is the magic fucking number. That's fucking scary that I can do that. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign for I. So math is wrong, and we're pretty fucked because of it. So I figured out a new math, and I use that math to try to explain like where we are on the whatever conjecture line. And this moment that we're talking about on that little graph is the moment where something runs into the axis that comes off of the round. And do I have a picture of this? No, of course I fucking don't. Why would I have a fucking picture of it? But whatever. I don't think anybody cares. Whatever. Ever. Where is this guy? What is the name? Fucking Jesus. Quit. Do I have it in here? No, of course not. What is the name of the conjecture? Whatever. Forever, ever? Really need to find that. Really need to find that. Come on. The Verschweinten Dyer connection. It's really some fucking weird math problem. I mean, this is actually what it is. Basically, this conjecture is basically just saying that we are a scrapbook, like one of those little wheelie things from like the oldie timey days, and we're looking at the light, and light is a wave, and there are waves going this way, and there are waves going this way, and there are waves going this way, and they're going all these different ways, and that's how you get reality. It's like we stopped and looked at this point where all of this shit is happening, where there's things that are just being destroyed and be created and whirling around each other and making other things and running into each other and breaking into other things. And it's all happening at the center point. And I don't fucking have... This is the one I like. There's got to be a better one. But basically, the dude's just trying to explain reality. Like it's the... If you think of it in four-dimensional space, reality is a Klein bottle being squeezed by a Morbius strip. Like, nobody fucking understands that. Like, I don't even fucking understand that. Like, that is the dumbest shit you could fucking say to anybody. Oh, yeah, that's a genius idea. Can you see this? No, I don't want that on there. No, fuck off. All right, this one's cool. I'll show you this one. Dude. Is this the one? I don't think so. That sucks. Anyway, be more prepared for life would be outstanding. Let's see if Bronca draws a picture. Let's test it out. Can you draw me a picture of the boop? It's worth $1 million if you solve this conjecture. $1 million bucks. I invented a whole new math to solve it. I feel like if you invent something that no one else can prove is wrong, they can't say it's incorrect. So wouldn't I have to win the $1 million? Like, it checks out with my math. All checks out. Like, you're in level 1, 2, 3. If you get to 4, you're either a 4, which is a 1 looking at a 3, or your 2 2s, which is a 1 looking at a 1. If you really think about it. Yeah, that shit's fucking weird. Yeah, like, this is the thing. This is the ordeal. Like, if you, like, these are the points, these are the axes, right? You have this is, all of these, this is a axis line. It's 0. You look at 0. And this is pi. And then you realize that 0 and pi are the same thing because they're just limits on everything. Like, this is the x-axis, or the experience, pew, goes that way. And you can have a good experience, a good experience, a good experience. So you have your experience. And your experience is the lines. So it's nothing on this graph, but it's everything to you. And that's what the conjecture shows. Like, all of these dots are spaces where, like, part of the things that aren't your experience become your experience. Like, the origin is where it all comes together or strips apart. And, like, where we're at is where something fucking runs into this thing. Right up your butt. Fucking smash. And I'm just coming up like a fish going upstream. And it's fucking weird. What I really hope happens is that the mirror took some poppers and a sedative and is well lubed up, and I just kind of slide right in and right through. That's what I'm really hoping. But I don't know if it's going to be that easy. I don't. I don't feel like it is. I think it's going to get kind of weird. Um, might run into some shit. Might actually, literally run into shit if you're coming up from behind. Like that's like if you attack an entire industry that you don't belong in, and you release something terrible by its eyes, but is actually by any other person in the universe, it is amazing work, and you people notice it while you spend tens and 15 and decades to be the best traveling on the road when you know the best people in the world are just sitting on their asses back in Nashville playing music for the fucking tracks of these artists. And you're like, motherfucker, I'm fucking opening at the Iowa County Fair while kids are beating the shit out of each other. And this motherfucker releases that shit, but it's not shit. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's not shit. I can see if you that is your media of art is music. How like diarrhea of a polarizing figure irritates the shit out of you. But you asked for that. Like that's the beauty of the competition is that random fucker that comes from nowhere and beats you and doesn't even know the fucking rules of the game. Makes you question either A, are you playing the right game? Or B, are you keeping the right score? I think a lot of us are playing the wrong game because we have to keep score into the hundreds and millions of dollars. And I personally haven't watched baseball in a long time, mostly because it disturbs the shit out of me to hear them listening to them whine about making hundreds and millions of dollars a year. But I also don't want to have to fucking care about how much money you make. Like, I don't want to have to care about that. But when you can't afford to go to a hockey game because it's $180 a ticket because they fucking decided to not build the arena because airplanes couldn't fly in, so they're playing at a college fucking stadium in the desert. I gotta ask myself, like, dude, why do you deserve $20 million? And then people are like, we're NHL players, they don't even fucking make that much. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? I could live forever off of $2 million. Two. And I can bring 100 friends with me. That's what's slightly irritating about it. I could knock out 100 of these motherfuckers bitching with $2 million. You got 100? It's a lot more people. Imagine if I had $100 million, which is why I have a $14 billion idea. Oh, fuck, we got there. All right. All right. Yeah. So I am an Uber driver. I like driving for Uber. I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. There's not a lot of fucking shitheads out there on either end of the spectrum. Most people are very nice. Horror stories are not really. I guess it happens to a lot of people, but not some. I'm gonna get fucked on that one. I have a couple horror stories, but not a lot. And usually I kind of let people be. But I like it. I like driving. I like talking to people who want to talk. I like when people get out of my car and are laughing and are having a good day and are like, thank you, I'm going to have a good day. I like that. It's nice. Do I make a lot of money? No, I got shit on for money. But it's an experience that I enjoy, and it's able to afford me the minimal experience to continue experiencing that experience. Until the fucking robots came. Now we have Waymo in Chandler, Arizona. Thank you. Nobody ever asked for them, though. Nobody. I have not heard anybody go, ooh, yeah, I wanted them. Are people using them? AJ Hawk will be happy to hear. A lot of people are using them. Unfortunately, people using them means that I can no longer exist in the manner in which I want to exist. So if we're going by mythological creatures here, I am the equivalent of the dragon in the cage in the mountain that nobody knows is existing. And I like it. I like it a lot. It's very nice. It's very quiet. And nobody asks me stupid fucking questions or says stupid fucking things. However, with the move of Waymo and the market manipulation that Waymo and Uber are currently doing based on the manipulation of the market that they are having for the drivers that we all seem to be okay with because it doesn't fuck anybody that we know or anybody that we care about because you chose to be an Uber driver. You knew what you were getting into. You chose to be a football player. You know that you could have got hurt. You chose to be a professional sports athlete. You knew that people were going to want to talk to you. You chose to be and so you chose to continue in an avenue that you were so good that you were going to get recognized in public, and then you're upset that people recognize you in public. You make the choice, and we told you what we were going to do. You knew what you was going to do to you, and you did it anyway. And now you want us to pay for it at a premium. Super weird. It is refreshing to be angry. It is a wild experience. I'm scared. So I got to tell you about the I, we, you thing. So like I said, humans are awesome. Like I is a human. Each person is an I. Like we are I. That is the thing that we know. We know that is the thing that our consciousness knows you need, or our humanity knows you need, because humanity is an individual perspective. Not individual, but it's humanity is a perspective. Some things are human and to you, and some are not. Some whatever. Fucking won't get into that. It's a whole other thing. So that's what I is. And humanity is basically God, right? That's the thing that we're doing everything for society because we live in a civilized society. We do these things for humanity. But I is what that is. Now, I understand that there are things that need to be done that you don't want to be aware of. You being God, you being all of the random people that may or may not be watching me now in the future. You're you. And this never happens unless one of you talks back to me, which is wild. You would normally expect that to be one person. Like, if you're doing this on the internet, your expectation is that it's like some fucktard going, you're a moron, go fucking die. Like, that's really what I expected. What happened was there's some dude that's a huge Texas fan with Apple in his name. He fucking likes this shit. She, I don't fucking know, likes it. That's fucking weird. Fucking weird. It's a weird experience to be like, to have somebody know. Like, if you talk to anybody who's done that, I assume this is not a unique threshold, but it is like, you think it's stupid when they talk about it, and then you fucking do it, and you're like, this is fucking stupid, but it's also fucking wild. Like, totally a thing. And then I purposely, as I say in the thing, I'm doing this so I can't plead the fifth. I'm trying to like say all the wild shit I see coming. So when it happens, I can choose my mirror and see what I want to see. And some of that shit keeps happening. For example, not related to talking to somebody on TV or talking to myself or talking in another chat and then writing a whole fucking dissertation of how get rid of preseason football. I think I even said, I don't think I did say, which is fucking weird, that it's not there, because I feel like I totally would have said in there that they would be doing joint practices, because I had a whole thing about joint practices. If you film joint practices with an NFL crew, you then get to rediscover you get to experiment. Like, it's such a great idea that you do this, because like you now get to experiment with camera angles and shit that you would normally not do because a fucking network is gonna pay for that shit, right? Like, fucking, is this really, like, we've always been filming this particular way. And I guess I don't know anything about film. Like the last time I watched film was in like 1999. Yeah, 1999 was the last time. No, no, 2000. 2000, because I did play like 3 weeks of college football before I got knocked out by College All America with a concussion that had me sitting in a rolling chair, drooling at myself, saying, "No, mommy, I don't want to watch porn." Yeah, that's a real thing. That's weird. That says a lot about something, I'm sure. Um, but yeah, so I don't know anything about watching film and like pregame shows, and I know Darius does this fucking awesome good D bad D thing, and I'll watch that. But like, I was a Rob Gronkowski guy, where like I didn't read the playbook a lot, but like I paid enough attention on the field where I didn't have to, couldn't draw it on the board. But when we were in 3D space needing 4-dimensional senses, I knew where all you motherfuckers were. That's why I was a safety, because I knew where you were and I knew where you were going. And sometimes my fucking pasty white ass could get there before you. Um, yeah. See, I've done all this shit before, and it's fucking weird. It's it's fucking weird to reenact shit that you've dreamt about, to like do it for real. It's weird. It's a weird experience. Um, to go through something that you know is going to happen and know it's going to suck, and like be in that suck and going, why the fuck are you doing it, and not having an answer. Also a wild experience. Also very wild. Um, but it is kind of cool not to have any fucking clue what's going on. None. None. Like no idea. Like I know I'm here for like 3 weeks, but there's a very good chance like I'm homeless at any moment. And like it's not stress. Like it's like I said, I'm not okay, but I'm not okay. Because there's a lot of different things that are okay and not okay. Like, like there are a lot of things that are outside of those, and I'm one of those. And I haven't really figured out what the fuck it is yet. Um, but the thing that broke the combination of the joint practice idea and the guy coming over and me smoking a joint and saying, I don't want you to be like, we're talking like I am talking to we, which is me and you in this conversation. So me is what I is what the I that knows I knows that you want to see is me. And those three are we in my head, and then you and me is we. And when I'm talking about we, it's us. When I'm talking about you, it's you. But I also talk to you. So when I'm talking to you about you, it's yours. I hope you followed all that. And I hope I can stick to that, because it's fucking confusing. But we'll try to reiterate that again, and hopefully it's right, and we'll relive it later. I'm never going to watch it, but that is your goal, to tell me how wrong I am, because that is the religion of WoW. In the spirit of WoW, WAAW, we are all wrong, but I am always right, which is the way we all should approach life. Your instinct, your gut, your I is always right, and we, the use that you're aware of that affect you, are always wrong. Unless, because those who don't mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. So when you're having the experience, you don't even pay attention to them, which is why it goes by so fast. And when you stop having the experience, you look back and go, holy fucking shit. So much happened. And you're able to sit still and like literally relive the experience. Some experiences are fucking long. Some experiences are like, you don't, they're so long that you don't realize you have them until you look back and you like slice them all together and make them into experience. And that's how you get dragons. Because the dragon probably was just an old man living in a mountain that didn't fucking want to come down. It's like that movie. It's like every Jason Statham movie since the Italian Job. I don't know if that's true, but like You get that secluded dude who lives in the middle of nowhere, and then somebody fucking does some fucked up shit, and he has to come down and kill a bunch of people. That's just a fucking dragon, right? Like, that's the weird thing about art. That's why art is the art is the reflection of government competition and information. The government goes up into the mountains and tries to do something to a person that they don't want done to them, and that person is better at it. Shooter from Mark Wahlberg, like, you do some shit to that guy. John Wick, you killed this fucking dog. Like, you do that shit to somebody who knows how to do it better than you. Like, a motherfucker comes out like a dragon. Darius Butler, fucking guy comes out like Darius Butler. He's obsessed with dragons. I don't want to be a dragon. And that's the fucked up part about life. Is like, that's the fucked up part about achieving your purpose, right? Like, that's the fucked up, that's the part of the suicide that you don't like. And when you achieve your purpose, when you know you're done playing football, when you know you're done, you know that the science experiment has failed. Like, you have to admit that, unfortunately, we are not always wrong, because sometimes we're right. And sometimes I has to admit that they're wrong. And when I admit they're wrong, they have to let go of the shit that they were wrong about. That's wild. That's a cool epiphany, I think. And like, this moment in time is because I make fun of, like, I make fun of people that do what we are doing now. I make fun of people who go online and talk about all of their shit. I think it's dumb. I don't want to do this forever. I would like one of you to do this, which means I have to build this into something that one of you want to take over. And that is why I started the Third Place production. Because we produce experiences you want to have. Is it creepy? Absolutely. But it's the truth. Like, this is fun. I enjoy it, but it's going to fucking get old. And I'm probably not going to want to do it. And if I do, I'm obviously going to want to do it with somebody else. I'm also going to want to do it against somebody else. So I need all of those things to occur. But I wanted to do it against the opposite version of me, which at this point in time, the mirror of me is the Pat McAfee show. So that sucks for everybody, because everybody already gets enough of the Pat McAfee show. So now we're going to give you a mirror image of it, which is the shitty, horrible, not anything you want to see point of view. And that's what this is. Until somebody jiggles and gives me what I want, which is enough money to save the world, doing the things, saving the world the way that I think it wants to be saved. For that, I will give you all but 3% of the revenue and up to 20% of, but never more than 20% of the profits. Forever. Knowing that if you run the company in a way that I don't like, that I'm going to start another one to compete against you. And we might start another one just to compete against you later because it worked out so well and it's fun. So anybody interested? I don't know how the fuck you get in touch with me. I think you can send a message. Cool story, bro. That'd be awesome. Or if you just want to pretend that we smoked a joint and talk. That would be awesome also. But I'm tired. Today was a good, this went well. Way better than I thought it was going to. Scary fucking shit. But this is what we're going to do. I'm going to literally talk to I'm going to talk to a daily talk show about talk show shit. That is the most fucking retarded thing I have ever, I don't know if ever, but definitely one of the most retarded things that I can remember. Definitely should not have said it out loud. Definitely shouldn't have done any of this shit. But we're going to do it anyway. Because I don't want this to succeed and then some motherfucker go, oh, you're just doing that because that's what people are saying. I want you to be able to go back, nope. This fucking guy's always been like this. And I'm a lot of things that I don't want to show people. So it's going to be weird to find out which parts what part I'm hanging on to, and what part I need to let go. But you are always awesome. Remember, there is no action without reaction. So react with purpose, react promptly, and if possible, react politely. And if we all took care of ourselves, or if we all took care of ourselves, we would all be taken care of. That's, I need to go back over the pronouns for that. And if you don't like what you see, fucking go look somewhere else.